What's going on, everybody? Coach Jason from Team Hazardous. Just doing a quick video to talk about Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk. Big fight on the zone this weekend, so I wanted to do something quick, give my opinion on it. And I've been getting a lot of DMs on Instagram and things like that. So people asking for my 2 cents. So here's my 2 cents. So we know that Joshua is the bigger, stronger fighter. Naturally the bigger man and the heavyweight, the true heavyweight. Usyk is a career cruiserweight who's had one fight with Derek Chisora at heavyweight and looked good. Didn't look great, got tested in that fight. Um, I think it's still the jury is still out whether he can hang at the heavyweight division at the elite level. You know, the heavyweight division is different than any other division because size matters and it varies, right? It just doesn't matter. It varies, and how you use that size is plays a big part. We're in the super heavyweight world now. These guys are, you know, well over 240 plus, 6'5", really long reaches, so a guy who's, sort of big at, Usyk. Usyk is, he's tall. He's about 6'3", 6'2", but, came in around 215-ish for the fight with Derek Chisora. He's not a big heavyweight. Even at cruiserweight, he wasn't a knockout artist. He's known as a very, very good, slick boxer. And, the truth is that's probably going to serve him well at heavyweight. But are you going to have enough power to make a really big heavyweight respect you enough not to just walk you down? The truth is, if you ain't got enough pop on your punches, these guys are big enough to just take one and just be willing to slug it out enough to knock you out. I can imagine that the game plan for Usyk is not to just stand in front of Joshua, right? You don't. That shouldn't be the game plan. He's gonna want to box well. Potentially drag the bigger man to later rounds, test his stamina. We know Joshua has had, some issues with his stamina and cardio in fights at times. He paces himself. If Usyk can put on a great pace, push the pace, really take him into deep water, really outpunch him, if force Joshua to box maybe a little bit more reckless because he's down on points, maybe he makes a mistake and he gets, a big shot from Usyk that could turn the fight around. The same could also be true in return. Joshua could force Usyk to be more aggressive than maybe he would like to be because he can't get past a certain reach. That Joshua will have the reach advantage, presumably, right? So if he can be the one to make, Usyk make the fight, right? Because if Joshua can fight on the outside and use his jab and score, he can just do that all night if it works. He's a good enough boxer, and I've been saying that to people. Anthony Joshua is a good enough boxer in comparison to Usyk to neutralize him because he has the size. So he doesn't have to be the better boxer necessarily. He has to be good enough to make sure that Usyk isn't winning rounds, right? When he's not winning rounds, and the pressure is on Usyk to make the fight. That could make Usyk make a mistake, and then as we know, if the bigger man lands the bigger shot, that's probably going to prove successful for Joshua. So if I had to choose at this very moment, we're only 2 days away. This is Thursday night as I'm recording this. I have to go with Joshua. I got to say that this particular fight, this particular heavyweight that Usyk is fighting, is not just not a flat-footed slugger. He's a boxer puncher. Usyk is a boxer. He has some pop, but we haven't seen him prove anything at heavyweight yet. So I can't go off of heavyweight experience. I'm going off of his cruiserweight experience. And he was known to be a good boxer, really good boxer, which is gonna serve him well at heavyweight. You're gonna need some advantage, something different, especially being the smaller man in most of the fights, to have something brought to the table that's gonna give you, some sort of advantage, some sort of chance to win against these monsters at heavyweight. So I'm choosing Joshua for the win by decision. I don't think Usyk is going to be there to be hit, to be able to get knocked out easily. Anything can happen, obviously. Sunday night we might be talking a different story. But if I'm going off of my, what I've seen, what I know, we got to say that Joshua could pull this out by decision, based on the styles mixing together. So that's my 2 cents. So, and then we got to think about, well, if Usyk wins, how does he compare against any other heavyweights in this division? I mean, you got Wilder and Fury. That would be the natural next fight, potentially, if he does win, right? Because he beats the champ of Joshua, right? Takes his belts. So he would be in line to make that fight of the winner of Fury and Wilder. I just don't see Usyk competing against either one of those guys. Yes, he's clearly going to be a better boxer than Wilder, but that threat of that right hand, the reach, Wilder's, good athlete, he's not a skilled boxer, but he's a good athlete, so I don't know if the chances are there. We've seen Wilder squeak out wins against Luis Ortiz, who's a good boxer, just like Usyk. And Luis Ortiz is a bigger man. So, and then if you fought Fury, same thing. Fury's a really good boxer. And he's just much bigger than Usyk. So they're not similar in a way, but in terms of both being good boxers, he's a bigger one. So you got to give it to Fury. So it's going to be a tough heavyweight outing for Usyk, This is a guy of his caliber, coming from cruiserweight, hasn't been done since Evander Holyfield. And Evander was a warrior. He had success, became undisputed, at heavyweight and cruiserweight, obviously. So, let's see if he can follow in that path, So, yep. Let me know what you guys think. Give me your 2 cents. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Team Hazardous, and talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.